How has the Auburn, California real estate market performed? In the spring 2023 Auburn Real Estate Market Report has lots of detailed numbers that can help us evaluate the real estate market. The report has many detailed ways of looking at how homes sell. That helps us compare one home value to another home value. The comparative home sales numbers are very important for appraisers. They use these numbers to establish the appraised value of the home. This will help lenders and buyers and sellers come to an agreement on a fair price for the property. There are two parameters that we have to agree on first to get the right data to make this analysis. First is the area, which is the Auburn, California area we'll be looking at. And second is the type of homes. We'll be looking at single-family homes for this evaluation.
The first chart we will look at in the Auburn area is the for sale, sold, pending chart. This is probably one of the more easier ones to understand how it relates to the actual values of the different properties. We can see that inventory is low, which is part of this whole seller's market we're into these days. And then we had a good little upswing on the actual pending sales near the end of the quarter, and we'll see how those pendings actually close. We're having a little bit of problem with the pendings as far as these higher interest rates causing some of the buyers not to qualify for the final closing, and so we may see a little percentage of higher pendings to lower closings in this chart. To get some perspective on the Auburn real estate market, we'll compare it to the counties around it. Auburn's in the Placer County area, and here's the chart on the for sale, sold, pending for the 13 surrounding areas. You can see that we're dealing with thousands of homes, where in Auburn we're dealing with under hundreds of homes in these charts. So when you have that few numbers to compare, you just want to see if it's an outlier or if it's running close to the areas that are around it. And as you can see by this chart, Auburn is tracking fairly close to the greater area, which gives legitimacy to these numbers.
Is Auburn, California a good place to buy a home? That's something we could talk about together to see if it's a good fit.
This chart is the average price per square foot in the Auburn area. It is one of the best charts to see how the value of the homes are improving or if they're moving up or moving down. And as you can see, this 5-year chart, Auburn had quite a big increase, and then it seems to be holding on to that increase with some stability over the last year. So prices are definitely high in the Auburn area and holding steady.
Is Auburn real estate a good deal? Well, that's a good question. Each property can be a good deal depending on your criteria. Let's talk about it and see if we can find one for you.
This chart has two pieces of data on it. First is the average days on the market. So when the market days go down, it shows it's more of a seller's market. And if it takes longer to sell a home, then it's more of a buyer's market. As you can see, the prices are going down overall. The second line is that little thin red line at the top is the sold price versus the original list price. If it's around 100%, you're looking at a fairly priced market. If it's above, then we know that it's a stronger seller's market. And if it goes below, then we know it's a stronger buyer's market. This one's about 98%, so fairly close to a fairly priced market, which is indicating by those days on the market. So when the prices are fair, they sell good. When the prices are overpriced, it takes longer to sell. And if they're underpriced because of a strong seller's market, then there will be a bidding market where prices can go quite a bit above the listing price. This last chart is the months of inventory based on closings. The chart is basically showing if it's a buyer's market with more than 6 months of inventories, seller's market with less than 3 months of inventories, and a neutral market for 3 to 6 months of inventories. Auburn is in a seller's market with a lower inventory total during this time period.
Yes, Auburn is in a seller's market. The seller market is defined by having more buyers than sellers. Some of the ways we evaluate if it's a seller's market is how fast are the houses selling, days on market. What is the ratio between the inventory and sold? Does the buyer receive multiple offers? Even in a seller's market, if you work with real estate professionals like Coffee Real Estate and Dan Parisi, you can find a great house to make a home. If you want to sell a property or even buy a home, you can contact us to see if we can help with a free consult. Look in the description below, or I'll put it at the end screen. You can just freeze the contact information.